Wait. Hi,
Wow.
everybody.
Hey, Dr. Hillary was just saying that she has a fun show and tell, and we're talking about how to find our passions and live in a better way, because that's what we're interested in. We're definitely interested in that. Wait, stop. What is it?
This is really loud. I'm sorry, but I'm passionate about
Oh,
the 49ers. So I got my big football chains going for the weekend. I'm hosting all
you
the all the teenage boys at my house this weekend. So
awesome. Awesome. And will they be surprised? Do you wear that with your cashmere turtleneck? Does that go? Is that like a thing that works?
oh my gosh. I think there's this one of the NFL players.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say his last name because I don't know how to, but his name's like Kyle Juszczyk. That's his name, Kyle Juszczyk. He's a player on the 49ers. He's adorable. And his adorable little cute wife, supermodel wife, has just been making these insanely creative vests and jerseys and for the players' wives. So of course Taylor Swift rocked one of the jackets. She made one for Taylor
Yes.
Swift. So she's just like blown up and just got to deal with the NFL. And
Okay.
that's like, it's amazing to watch somebody's passion. Like sewing was her passion, and she just was sewing hot outfits for herself out of jerseys, like making these really hot boots for every game. And the NFL wives are just kind of these adorable babes, but now she's got herself a massive business.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to watch, like, her progression of just speaking about a passion project that turns into a massive situation. Obviously all the star power is very helpful to accelerate your business,
It is.
but it's pretty cool. So
we're talking about this because you and I talk to our clients about this a lot, right? We ask people, how do you feed your passions in your life? How much time do you spend on these things you love? Like, it's really important for happiness and health and aging well and everything. But I think what we've come to, this is really, I haven't talked to you about this. So this is the first time. You can let me know your thoughts. Is that we're at this point where we're seeing this all over the place, where people are just settling. They're like, oh, this is just my life. I'm just going to settle for it. And we're like, no, I don't understand this. Like, you can make tomorrow better than today. Like, how do we make that happen? It can happen. Why are we just sort of like avoiding the change and kind of like, oh, I'm kind of doing well. Everything kind of checks the boxes, but there's something missing for people's souls. Like, they're not singing in their souls. They're just not so happy and exuberant about life. And we're big believers.
I'm not gonna cry.
Oh, because we actually have, like, you're probably thinking about people we talk to. Like, it's sad to see people not living life to the fullest, right? It's sad. It's like, you have a vision of life, and sometimes you achieve that, and then it's sort of empty, and you're kind of like, oh, I mean, I'm going through my days, everything's okay. Like, what's wrong with me? I should be happy. Everything's working out, or whatever it is. So you think it's sort of okay, and then you think you're a little crazy for questioning it. But I think there's a real thing in here for a lot of people listening, where it's this thing of like, what is it that's missing, or how could I live better, and what do I need to do to get there? That's sort of like what we spend time doing with people. So I'm going to ask you a question. Well, first of all, why are you tearing up?
No, because I just think it's this motivator of like how that in order to kind of be your healthiest self, the organism always wants to grow. Like, we know in herbal medicine that you can see these plants that grow in really stressful environments. They're actually like plants that are there to help people through stressful times. And there's like the plant, like St. John's wort, right? It's how it's coming up through the cracks, and it's like working hard against something in life to like be big and be bold and to show itself. And like plants need some degree of a stressor to like thrive on some level, right? Like there's, and it's like the organism needs some sort of pushing or pressure to like keep thriving. And so the settling is humans often just go, okay, I guess this is what I have. I guess this is, and I think this happens when we're like not as much in tribes, when we're like
Absolutely.
one woman in her own home and
Mhm.
she's trying to manage, like right now I've got a broken garage door, a broken refrigerator. I can't tell you that my fish tank downstairs is a joke. So it's so easy for me to just get consumed by those things. And it, and then instead of the big vision, the big purpose, what's my passion, making time for my passion. So I
Mhm.
think people just get so busy in the day to day and they forget the big thing.
Right.
So what's something that you're passionate about that you're achieving this year? Because Kara's like whole theme of her year was leveling up, that she's really looking at different parts of her life and she's trying to level it up. So what's something in your passion other than what we do, which is a ton of passion and a ton of time, but like what's something that you're using?
Well, okay, so I first want to say it's sort of like this, the way we're thinking about it, you and I, and we're encouraging people who work with us and our communities to do it is like take it day by day. Now, there's this concept in our culture of like reinventing yourself and like the midlife crisis and reinventing yourself and kind of like creating this whole new identity or this whole new you, right? And I just want to say that often that idea comes with hitting rock bottom in some way, like something happens, something shakes you to your core, you know, you lose your job, you lose your spouse, you lose something, your parent, whatever it is, and then you're like, or you know, you're an alcoholic and you have to come to terms with it. Whatever it is like that, I don't think that we can't be better and make ourselves better even if we're pretty comfortable. So that's like one point I want to make. So many of you listening are pretty comfortable. You're like, "Okay, I did it. I got here." But we're trying to say like, "No, there is more. There is a better way to live." Like we always can do better. And you know, I think you and I we've been doing this work a long time. So like theoretically, we know how to eat, we know how to do our sleep schedules, we know how to organize our calendar.
Theoretically.
These things I said theoretically on purpose. That was theoretically, okay? I know that, like, Deirdre's probably watching this laughing so hard about the calendar 'cause she's okay, that's it. My
Theoretically.
assistant is like, "That woman does not know how to manage her calendar." But anyway, theoretically, you know how to do that, right? Like, we're old enough, we figured it out, we are functioning human beings and fine, okay, fine. But are we actually, like, living life to its fullest? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I just that's the question for me. So, I have a few ways I'm leveling up. It was sunny over the weekend here. I was out in my yard and I got out the trimmers, 2 sizes of trimmers, by the way, and I trimmed hydrangeas back, a bunch of things. I trimmed a bunch of things back and I was kind of planning like what I'm going to do in the garden space. And I was getting ready because we're getting a sauna.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
So I was like envisioning where is this going to go? How's the shrubbery to lead to the sauna? Because you do have to go in the bitter, bitter cold out to the sauna at my house. It's not in the house. It's not attached. It's like right over there, but you're going to have to walk down a path. So I want to make it all pretty. So that's what I was planning and getting excited about. I'm really, really, really excited about that. So I was trying to think about that and getting that organized in my mind. But in reality, I want like I love the idea of my house being a sanctuary. And you, Hillary, you know, our house is really like this. Like it's hard to get people to like leave our house. Like, you know, the kids, I'm like, you guys do go out, you know, because everybody just wants to be here. It's like comfortable. We like it that way. So I really like the idea of getting now that the dogs are a little older. When you have puppies, it's very hard to plant things. So that's what I'm doing in my back because the back has been for the dogs. And now we're bringing it to like, it's going to
I
be,
love it. That's going to be so
I'm
incredible. I
excited.
can't wait to come.
I know. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking about and doing. And that makes me happy, right? It's like planning it, thinking about it, looking at the different plants I can do. Like I'm a person who really loves, and you all are not going to maybe like this, but I love the plant catalogs and like going through the plant. They're like, it's so exciting. It's like, oh, those color lilies. That's what I want to put with those color that
Kara's
I love
Instagram
that.
feed is hilarious because it's like all these plants and flowers. And like, I don't know what mine is. Mine, I don't, but it's like ours. It's amazing how different. And then look at our passion projects. They're so different. Like Kara's is more of an introverted, creating her home space in a beautiful place. Mine was like, is calendaring trips. Like I kind of judge my life based on if I pull up my United app and I've got like really good things going on. And we're taking a big trip in September together. Doing a food tour in Sicily, which is so outrageously fun because for me, it's like expansion. I want to expand and grow and see new things and learn new things and weave new things in. So these are the things that like make us a factor. It's the passion factor. Like, what are you doing? This is where it gets more exciting than just changing your diet. Right? That can be a little boring. Like we just did our anti-inflammatory protocol for all these people. And it's so much about your diet and this and that, and people learn and grow, and it's awesome. But then it's like, what's the thing that keeps you less inflamed in your life because you love it, because you're having fun, because you're in the fun vibration? That fun is actually part of your vocabulary in your life.
Absolutely. And you want people who talk like this around you. Do you know what I mean? So another thing I think is important to look at is like the question of like, am I settling or am I doing like what I want to do and what am I working towards? Because, you know, humans are really good at having goals and working toward the goal. And it's not getting the goal that's important. It's the progress and the work and the practice of getting there that's actually where the joy is. And that's what's actually really healthy for you. So just having that in your mind, like, okay, what is more to me? What does more mean to me? Like, what is it? You know, if I can add a sauna ritual into my week, I'm going to be pretty pumped when I walk out.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to be really pumped.
Even in the winter. So that's what I was looking at, like dogwoods that have like red twigs that are out in the winter, even though there will be no leaves, but there will be really cool red twigs. Like that's what I was thinking about of like, okay, January next year, I'm walking out here. What's this going to look like? Okay, that's going to make me so happy. I'm going to be pumped to see that, you know? So that's kind of what I really like to get people thinking about. And that's what we're trying to get you. We're trying to get you there. Like you can elevate your life. You can make changes. Like even if you're totally comfortable, there's something better. There's a better breakfast. That's what comes out when you do these programs. So that's true.
There's a better breakfast.
There's a better breakfast.
All right, everybody. So I think the way, and I think people get to like dream about sort of bigger, outrageous things. Yesterday, I had a patient who it was so fun to hear. She was like, okay, things are really good in my life. Like I have created a lot of time. She's a life coach. So these coaches, like that's what they're working on. Right. So she's like, I dance during the day. I'm into this, I'm into that. Like I have all these things. And I was like, this is so awesome that, and then in my mind, I'm like, this is going to be an easier fix than my patient that hasn't, or our patients are, you know, clients that like haven't been outside much because of their chronic illness, right? Or that is such a bigger hill to climb than the cutie that's got almost everything. You know, she's doing things that really excite her.
Yeah.
And she just has this little bridge to gap versus the person that's like, what do I do in my life? I'm really consumed with work. I haven't really taken any time for me. Like that's a much bigger hill to climb to get her to feel better. There's not a pill that moves that person fast enough. Right. So getting the life pieces in part is just so exciting because it will make you happier, healthier, better.
Right.
So have some fun.
Awesome.
Bye,
Figure
honey.
out what you're missing and go get it.
I love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.